Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and I have a great message for you today that's a little bit off the usual Sunday topic, and this is the power of overcoming procrastination. Now, what I have found over the years is that when I procrastinate anything, whether it's putting off eating cleaner, putting off exercise, putting off getting a project done, that my life is so different if I don't procrastinate. And there's just a few habits and a few things that you can put in place. So I made a little list of 8 things that will hopefully get you motivated and inspired to stop procrastinating on the things that you really want. So the first one is really to set a specific goal. Like, what is it that you want? Be specific. And I think that is part of the problem. Say we set a goal like, I want to get healthier, I want to lose weight, I want to exercise more. And we have this big vague goal out there and it's not anything specific. So I think if you say, okay, at the end of 2 months, I want to be able to do 30 push-ups. That's a specific goal. So one of the first things that you need to do is you need to be specific about what it is you want. Because if you're vague, it's super easy to procrastinate, right? The second thing is you need to either identify and address, or both, what is the underlying reason or problem that you are, why are you procrastinating? Is there something that you need to address and clear out of the way and clear up? In fact, here's what I wrote. Procrastination can be a symptom of deeper underlying issues such as this: fear of failure, perfectionism, or lack of motivation. I think that I've never really been afraid of failing. That was something that my mom and dad instilled in us when we were very, very young. It was like, it was not a big deal to fail. In fact, it's always failing forward. You've heard that, right? You make a mistake, or you fail even something big. And it's just it's learning. It's learning. So I've really never been afraid of failure. I will tell you, the fear of not the fear, but perfectionism, that actually held me back for a long time. In fact, I wrote my book of healthy habits. It came out a little bit more than 5 years ago in 2018, and it took me a long time. And I'm to say I'm a tiny bit embarrassed of it is not really it's not really true, but I'm going to be redoing and updating it because it's certainly not perfect, and I can think of so many ways to make it better. But the very cool thing is I put it out there, and I was willing to be imperfect, because really, is there such a thing as perfection? I think we're all perfect, first of all, how we are. But I think when we procrastinate something, we're afraid it's not going to be perfect. In fact, I will tell you, this is one of those things that can really hold people back from the brilliance of what their life needs to be. Because say you wanted to start a little YouTube channel, and you make a video for it, and it's like, okay, that was really bad. Well, it's going to be really bad, and maybe in your own eyes. Anytime you start anything, you get better and better and better at it. In fact, if you were to go back and look at some of the very first videos I posted, first of all, I was much younger. I think I've had this channel for 8 years, maybe 9 years, and that's a long time. And the first few videos that I did, still my videos are not perfect, and they are never meant to be perfect. So I think fear of failure and procrastination, and then perfectionism, and then also lacking the motivation, right? So is there an underlying reason? That is number 2. And those need to be addressed, right? So number 3 is there's a tool called the 2-minute rule. And I think a really good way to overcome procrastination is to utilize this tool. And this basically is this. The 2-minute rule is a powerful strategy for overcoming procrastination. Ask yourself, can I complete this task in 2 minutes or less? So I think we put off things that we can do very quickly because maybe it's unpleasant for 2 minutes. And I think if you employ this 2-minute rule, and just start getting the little things out of the way that you've been procrastinating, that can actually be really, really powerful. In fact, this is what I went on to put here. By adopting this rule, you can build momentum and a sense of accomplishment, right? And actually that will inspire you to take bigger things that are going to take you longer it will actually inspire you to take those big things on. In fact, if maybe one of your goals is to do 30 push-ups, at all, regardless of a certain date, get down on the floor and do one push-up. You can do that in less than 2 minutes. So go down and actually accomplish one push-up. Make it on your knees if you can't do full push-ups. I mean, I am very tall, I'm 5'10", and I do push-ups in my weightlifting routine, which I do 3 times a week. And I do push-ups on my knees because I get great range of motion. I feel really strong. I can do a really good push-up. And I've never really felt the need to do full push-ups on my feet. I feel strong. I get, so modify them if you need to. And just start. I love the 2-minute rule. I think that's really good. Okay, number 4, and I love this because this one is so powerful, is to create a productive environment. So whatever it is you're trying to do, if you're trying to lose 10 pounds, make sure that there's not cookies always in the cookie jar. Make sure that your refrigerator is not full of foods that are going to tempt you, that are bad for you. Make your environment conducive, no matter what it is. If you have if you need a very clean environment to say you're writing a book, or you want to write a blog, but your mind works best if you're in an organized environment. Well, organize your environment. So make your environment productive to not being a procrastinator, right? I think that one is actually really, really good. In fact, a well-organized and distraction-free environment can make it easier to stay on track and complete any task that you've been procrastinating. You'll be able to do it more efficiently. And I've talked about this before, but I think that for how chaotic the world is on the outside, one of the things that we can bring into a organized place for ourselves, for getting things done, is our own homes, our own offices, our own space. There's something about being organized, so especially when it comes to procrastination. Okay, now the 5th thing is there's a technique called the Pomodoro Technique. Now you might have heard of this, so let me explain what this is. The Pomodoro Technique is a time management method that involves working in focused, uninterrupted intervals of 25 minutes, followed by short breaks. So what you do is, if you have a big task that you've been procrastinating, and this is not just something you can do under 2 minutes, give yourself these 25-minute chunks where you really you set a timer and you literally just hit it hard until that timer goes off, and then you give yourself a short break. Get out, walk outside, go up and down some stairs, move around, go get a big drink of water, do something to move around in a short break, and then come back and do another 25 minutes. This is actually a really, really powerful technique, and this is something I've done not necessarily in exact 25-minute chunks, but sometimes in 15-minute chunks. It depends on how labor intensive it is, either physically or mentally. I can take and chunk something down. I'll usually give myself an hour, and I try to do tasks that require a lot of brain work. I try to do those first thing in the morning when I'm fresh, I'm up, and what I'll do is I'll get it an hour in, and then I'll take a big break, and I'll usually get my exercise in, because then I've got this great big break. I've just had this big hour of accomplishment, and this is a really, really powerful technique that can help you get a lot of things done and overcome that huge procrastination thing, especially if it's something that you need to bring out to the world, or you need to get yourself into a physically better place, or whatever it may be. It's absolutely anything. Okay, now the 6th thing is to use positive visualization. Okay, I really love this because to me this is a powerful driver for almost anything that I've ever done. And I know this is the same and true for almost any person that I've talked to that seems to have procrastination as not even part of their mindset, because they're just so good at the visualization, right? It's so amazing to actually see yourself accomplishing whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Envision yourself as a person who's super fit. This is, after I got my knee done last year, and especially this, now that it's been more than a year and I'm out doing pretty much everything that I've done prior, and actually even more and better, because now when I go on these great big hikes, I don't have any knee pain. So my brain at 62 thinks, how fit can I be? And I literally envision, what does fitness look like for me? How am I going to feel? And I can visualize and actually use my emotional power to envision what that's going to feel like and what that's going to look like. So and this can be for anything. It doesn't have to be what I want, because what I want is very different than what other people want. So if you're, say you've been procrastinating, this is a big one for a lot of people that I talk to. This is very relevant for you. If you're listening to me, you've probably found me because of the herbal things that I do, and maybe you're working on something. Maybe you're working on getting well from something or whatever. And this could be a whole gamut of things. It could be cancer. It could be a whole gamut of things. So maybe you've been procrastinating adding juicing to your diet or fasting. Maybe there's been some procrastination because it can be daunting. Some of these things are big. And so I would just use some of these techniques, and the visualization is really, really good. And when I get in a thing where I'm like, okay, I need to get juicing back into my routine, first of all, I make sure I go to the store and I get the things that I'm going to juice. And then I have to be super careful, because juicing can be a little bit labor intensive to get. As you know, if anybody's ever done juicing, you not only have to go buy the vegetables, but then you have to prep them and clean them, and then wash them, and then you not only after you juice them, then you have to clean your juicer. So it is kind of a big production. And I've been caught in moments where I'll have a whole fridge full of veggies because I'm all motivated to juice, and I have had times when I've let veggies go to waste. Some of them, not all of them, but so whenever I buy veggies, I'm strategic about how much I buy. I envision, how many days am I going to realistically do this? Because I've gotten enough veggies to juice for an entire week, and I've wasted like 3 or 4 days of them sometimes. So envision yourself doing what it is that you want to do, and then envision your results. That to me is really super powerful. Okay, now number 7, find an accountability partner. I don't really need to say anything that I've written down here, because if you think about it, this right here alone can make you not procrastinate something. And I've been talking lately, the last couple weeks, about having to be pushed out the door in the evening to go walking. My husband does his workouts in the morning, and I usually work out in the morning too, but I love an evening walk. And I know that whenever one of my sisters, I have a sister who lives in California, she comes to visit me on a regular basis, and I never have to worry about, am I going to be motivated to walk when she's here, because she walks in the morning and she walks in the evening, and then she does her weightlifting during the week just like I do. So when you have an accountability buddy or a partner, this can make a huge difference in the things that we procrastinate. Now, it doesn't have to just be with exercise. That's just like a super easy example for me. But if you have someone that you can be accountable to, it can make a huge difference between whether or not you procrastinate or if you do or don't, right? So I would say get an accountability buddy. Now, the final thing on this, and this is going to be good, this is going to be a fairly short video compared to normal. The last thing here is to reward yourself. Okay, if you have something that you have been procrastinating and you start having these wins and you start not procrastinating and you're overcoming this, give yourself a reward. In fact, one of the things that I really love to do is I have a cousin who does foot zoning, and I tell myself, okay, I'm going to call Val. I'm going to have her come and give me a foot zone. when I'm done with this big project. And it's like, do I want a foot zone this week? Yeah, then finish this project this week. And like if it's today, today then I'm having the idea, maybe say it's a Monday and I want to have a foot zone on Thursday, then I will reward myself and get this project done before my cousin comes to give me a foot zone. But this can also be for anything. I would suggest that you make your reward something that's healthy, something that's good for you. It's good every once in a while to have a treat. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for things like that. But I think if we reward ourselves with something that is beneficial for us, like a massage or like whatever it is that you could reward yourself, make those rewards part of the whole overcoming procrastination. I think this is a really good time for us to bring out our creative juices and bring out the gifts that we have to give for humanity. And it doesn't matter how young or how old you are, wherever you are, whatever your gifts are, the planet, the human collective, the human consciousness needs more than ever humans who are bringing their gifts to the forefront. So if you've got those gifts that you've been procrastinating on, bring them out, get them out. Put in the comments, what is a gift that you've been procrastinating bringing out to the world? Let's be accountable to each other. Make a commitment down in the comments. Let me know what it is that you're thinking. I would love to hear what they are. So I hope this has been something to kind of give you a little push out of a procrastination mode. If that is you, I think it's super easy to procrastinate because we think I'll do it tomorrow. Trust me, I've been caught in that trap many, many, many times. I still do that. I'll still say I'll do it tomorrow. We all work better with a deadline, right? So give yourself a deadline. Find that accountability buddy. To me, that's as good as a deadline. When I was doing my book, I brought my Be Your Own Shaman book out. I worked with a designer to help me bring the whole thing together. And I told them, let's give me some deadlines on when you need certain things from me so that I can get this done. And they were very, very good. And I will tell you, when you overcome procrastination, big, beautiful things happen. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this has been a little push toward bringing your creativity and your brilliance out to the world. So have a wonderful, wonderful day, a beautiful week ahead, and we'll see you next time.